Manto, is described as a male spirit, ghost, or yokai who haunts public or school bathrooms. Manto is often said to haunt female bathrooms specifically, and in some versions of the legend he is said to haunt the last stall in such bathrooms. The spirit is said to wear a flowing red cloak and a mask which hides his face, and is sometimes described as being handsome and charming beneath his mask. Manto is a Japanese urban legend about a masked spirit who wears a red cloak and who appears to people using toilets in public or school bathrooms. Accounts of the legend vary, but one consistent element of the story is that the spirit will ask the occupant of a toilet a question. In some versions, he will ask if they want red paper or blue paper, though other versions identify the choices as a red cloak or a blue cloak, or as a red cape or a blue cape. Choosing either option will result in the individual being killed, so the individual must ignore the spirit, run away, or reject both options in order to survive. According to legend, if a person is sitting on a toilet in a public or school bathroom, Manto may appear and will ask them if they want red paper or blue paper. Depending on the version of the story, the spirit may ask them to choose between a red cloak and a blue cloak, or between a red cape and a blue cape. If they choose the red option, they will be lacerated in such a manner that their dead body will be drenched in their own blood. The specific manner in which the person is lacerated differs depending on the account of the legend, including the person being stabbed or flayed. If the individual chooses the blue option, the consequences range from that person being strangled to all of the person's blood being drained from their body. If an individual attempts to outsmart Manto by asking for a different color of paper, cloak or cape, it is often said that they will be dragged to an underworld or hell as a result. In some versions, choosing a yellow paper, cloak or cape will result in the occupant's head being forced into the toilet, ignoring the spirit, or replying that one does not want or prefer either kind of paper, is said to make the spirit go away. In some accounts, rejecting both options and running away from Manto will also result in the individual's survival, although sometimes Manto will simply block the exit. The history of Manto, according to author and folklorist Matthew Meyer, has stated that the Manto has been recorded as a schoolyard rumor, dating back as early as the 1930s. In that time, the word manto commonly referred to a sleeveless kimono-style jacket, whereas in the modern day, manto is the Japanese word for cloak or cape. Because of this, different generations have had differing views of Manto's supposed physical appearance. Plenty of variations of this legend exist, each with minor differences. The true identity of Manto is one of these. Sometimes it is said to be a person hiding in the adjacent stall, a serial killer in many stories. Other times it is a ghost who appears as a tall man with a sickly, bluish-white face. In some places it is even blamed on a hairy yokai called a Kainade who lives in the toilet and likes to stroke people's rear ends with its hand. In the Kainade's case, or ghostly hand, the end result is markedly less violent. A hairy arm of the chosen color rises out of the toilet to stroke the students behind. As with many urban legends, there is usually no escape from your horrible fate, though that doesn't stop people from trying. Clever students who bring extra toilet paper with them discover that it vanishes before they are able to use it and still find themselves having to answer to Manto. People who choose a different color other than those offered in hopes to confuse the spirit are met with an equally horrible death. In some instances, students have been able to escape by saying, "I don't need any paper," buying them just enough time to run out of the bathroom before anything happens. One explanation for Manto's origin and continued popularity is in its nature. It may be a reflection of the anxiety inherent in being a student. Manto asks children an impossible question, for which any answer results in something terrible. That feeling is not too different from having to answer a difficult problem on a test, or a teacher's question in front of the whole classroom when you don't know the answer.